In the past 24 hours, I have become an NFT mogul. Yes, I'm a crypto king. I'm a tech wizard. I don't know what any of these things are really, but I heard about the non-fungible tokens. That's an NFT. And that is, as far as I can tell, a digital representation of an image or a tweet or some kind of digital property. So I thought it would be funny to dip my toes in the waters of NFTs and crypto. I minted an NFT, this digital token, of my tweet announcing 5 years ago my blank book, Reasons to Vote for Democrats. So it's kind of hard to follow. I created a digital kind of nothing of a tweet, which is kind of nothing, about a book which doesn't have any words in it. It's nothing. And I auctioned this off. And a really discerning art collector paid $1,492 for it. The 1492, you might recall, is the year that Columbus sailed the ocean blue. It's great. Elisa, sweet little Elisa, did not want me to take this money. She thought it was wrong because she bizarrely thought that my tweet wasn't worth anything. It's insane. I, instead of wanting to donate it to charity, I wanted to transfer it to my local cigar shop. We're still debating this. You can feel free to weigh in the comments section. But it did raise this question to me. Are the NFTs worthless? I don't think they're necessarily worthless. We're all joking about it now. Oh, it's nothing. It's just I can't even hold it. What does it mean? Well, first of all, if you've got a painting, an original painting, and you've got an embellished print, a print where it's got kind of the contours of the paint on it. If you look at the original and the print, very often you can't tell the difference. But there is a difference. One is worth $100, one is worth $10,000. Why? Well, because one is the original, and it's just, even though they look identical, one is the original. Okay, I kind of get that analogy. Furthermore, I think NFTs might not be a total scam because they potentially could have value in the metaverse. Walmart just came out with this dystopian, terrifying clip of how they expect you to go shopping in the metaverse. The metaverse is when you put on your virtual reality goggles and you sit in your little pod, and we're all always quarantining for the rest of our lives, and you go through a virtual aisle and you pick up the virtual bottle of wine and the virtual strawberries, and then they just ship it to you and you just get it at your door, and that's that. And there are 3 companies that you shop at, and you get everything. So in that digital world, if, as Mark Zuckerberg thinks, we're going to be socializing in the digital world, we started it during COVID, during what some have called a great reset, where you would get drinks online on Zoom. You'd catch up with your family on Zoom. Well, what if you did this in this fully immersive experience? If that happens, then having a digital property like a non-fungible token would be much more valuable than a physical property. If I have a physical wristwatch, if I have a physical handbag, if I have a physical leftist tears tumbler, that ain't worth jack in the metaverse. But if I have the NFT, then it is. So why do I think this could happen? Because it sounds so hellish and hideous and dystopian that of course we're going to do it, right? Of course our ruins of a civilization that we're living in is headed in that direction. And so I do think there is a slight chance. I hope we can stave off that virtual reality, but just think about how much closer the ruling class has pushed us toward living in a virtual world. Even the push for transgenderism, which my friend James Poulos at the Claremont Institute observes is probably just dipping your toes in the waters of transhumanism, right? This idea that our bodies don't matter. I'm a man, but I feel like a woman, so I'm just going to say that I'm a woman now. The physical world doesn't matter. Well, if you're in the metaverse, you can look like Marilyn Monroe. You can look like Audrey Hepburn, even if you're some big, fat, hairy dude. That would be an ideological inducement down that step. This is clearly where the liberal establishment, the ruling class, is trying to take us. Do we have the chutzpah? Do we have the will to live to pull out of that? I don't know. We're a dying population. Can we turn that around? I certainly hope so. I'm so glad you liked that clip. Welcome to my humble abode. Welcome to the inner sanctum. If you want more insight like this, if you want more special glimpses into what's going on in my mind, in my home, then I would strongly recommend you ring that bell. subscribe, get those notifications. Head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcast. We'll see you next time.